Okay, this video is for anybody who missed the lab and he needs to make it up. So I made this video so that way you guys can collect the data and plug the data into the data table. And then after you've collected it and plug it into your data table, then that'll allow you guys to graph the data. I'm going to go through step by step. First off, how to collect the data. We're going to look at some of the footage that I have from Coach My video of a car going across the hallway. And then we're going to, while we're looking at that footage, we're going to collect the data, find out what the time is, what the timestamp is for each one of these meters. Then, after we've collected the data, I'm going to show you how to scale your x-axis, how to scale the x-axis and label it. Then, I'm going to show you how to scale your y-axis and label it. Alright, so let's get started. Alright, so here is our car. Okay, here's our car, and here is our tape measure that goes across the floor right here. It's already been preset for us, and so I'm going to go ahead and play the video so you guys can see, kind of run the video forwards, and you guys can see when you're looking for places like here, what we're going to do is we're going to try to get a time that goes with that. And so we're going to try and line it up to where the front wheels match up with the, and it's not easy, but when the front wheels, when you can see here that the front wheels line up with the red line, which this one doesn't, but I'll get ones that do, and then we're gonna write down the time that goes with that particular position. So we'll have a position and a time for every single one of these as a car moves across, and we're only going to do 10 of them just for this purpose. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, for the first time at 1 meter, I found that it came out to be 3 seconds by looking down here on Coach My video. Now it's hard to see because it's kind of small, but I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so you can see right here that it's about 2.993. So what I'm going to do is I changed it from 2.993 to 3 seconds. So that's what I'm going to put down right here, and I'm going to write down 3.0 seconds, and that's for 1 meter. For the next one, which I've already put on here, it came out to be 4.4 seconds. So that's what I'm going to write down on the next line. So I wrote 4.4 seconds. For the next one, I've discovered that it was 5.9 seconds, okay? So you can see here, 5.91 rounds up to about 5.9 seconds for 3 meters. So I'll put this off to the side and record that as 5.9 meters. Oops, and try that again. 5.9 meters. Okay, so for our next one, which is at 4 meters, you see that the time is at 7.4 seconds. So that's what I'm going to put down on our data table. So I'll write down 7.4 seconds. All right. 5 meters, we got 8.7 seconds. 8.7 seconds. Okay, whenever we get to 6 meters, the time turns out to be 10.3. So, write it in, 10.3 for 6 meters. When the cart got to 7 meters, we find that its time is now 11.8 meters. No, 11.8 seconds. 8 meters, found it at 13.3 seconds. 13.3 seconds. Once we get to 9 meters, we go all the way up to 14.7 seconds. 14.7 seconds. And then finally, the last one. And finally, once we get to 10 meters, the car has traveled a total time of 16.3 seconds. Now that we have all our data, these values right here, time, will go over here on the x-axis, and these values right here, which is position, will go on the y-axis. So the first thing we have to do is we have to scale out the time and label it, which is going to be this axis, and scale and label the y-axis, which is going to be for position. So to do that, the first thing we've got to do is we've got to count how many we have going across. So if we count going across, I've already done that for you guys. What we have going across is 30 grids. And going up, we've got about 29 grids, all right? And that's going to help us whenever we start coming up with our scale. So whenever we do this, you're going to have, notice how we have 3, and it goes all the way up to 16.3. Well, that's so close to 15, and since we want to get to 30, if we don't necessarily have to start at 0. So one of the easy ways to do this is to say that we're going to start here not at 0, but at 2. And if we do that, then if we go every other one, so that would be 2. I didn't quite make that mark quite right, but you guys get the idea that this one would be 3, this one would be 4, this would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And I can even get there 17 if I wanted to, which fits my data right here. So all the data is represented here. And so you don't have to, notice you don't have to start at 0, okay? And so when I label this, then I can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then that's 16, 17, and 17 is where we're going to finish here. So, get rid of that. Nope. And so now I'm going to go up and label the y-axis. I'm going to go from 0 to 10. I'm going to go up every 2. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then I'll just go up to 11 just to make it a little bit more. So then I label it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 11. All right?